All right, y'all, what's going on? Let me check everything, make sure everything is good. What's up? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me well. Looks like everything's good, but put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me well. Shout out to y'all. We're going to have an interesting conversation today, and for those who don't know who I am MrLetGo, and we're about to talk about, is sexual liberation a form of pridefulness of one's trauma? I'm going to play a video that sparked this. Shout out to tonight's conversation, Ace, Metaphor, and them. There was a conversation we had on the show, and it was about sexual liberation. And women love to use sexual liberation as a way to shield their justification for their stupid behavior. So we're going to talk about this. So let me play this video. But before I play the video, everybody make sure to hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Drop your city in the chat and I'll shout you out. Hit the like button, hit the like button. Give me a second. So, what's up, Terica? And hold up. Before we get started, if anybody wants to learn how to grow on YouTube, I have the link to join the coaching group in the chat. So let me make sure I got that and we can get started. And I'm waiting on y'all to hit the like button. And we can get started. Where is it? Boom. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so here's the actual video, y'all.
Women who are sexually liberated.
All right, let me back it up. All right, here we go. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
I don't respect women who are sexually liberated out of trauma.
Women. Oh. That's not fair. That's crazy.
What does that mean?
Edit that.
No.
Like she's gotten
proud of their trauma.
Yeah, being proud of your trauma. Do you think that? So when a woman, because you said being proud of their trauma, as soon as he said that, is that what you think that it is? When a woman responds like that after she's been sexually assaulted or what?
So let's talk about this part right here. I yelled out proud of my trauma, right? I mean, not mine. So I yelled out, women are seeming to be proud of their trauma, right? So the reason why I got quiet is because, one, whenever, a woman talks about, something that happens to them, a form of trauma or whatever, it's not necessarily a debatable conversation. It's important for you to stop for a second and hear that person, right? So that's the reason why I stopped talking at that particular point, because you got to make sure you don't trigger people. And if you do trigger the person, you have to hear them out. So at that particular point, I decided not to argue or debate with her on whether being proud of your trauma is actually a real thing. And I chose to back off because, like I said, people be going through stuff and people have been through stuff. So in this particular situation, I didn't know if Keita was talking about herself or she was talking about other women. So whenever a woman talks about, being sexually assaulted, I got to be quiet because I got to respect the fact that this particular woman or another particular woman has been through something. So that's the reason why I clammed up right here out of respect for any woman going through that. So let's go back again.
Respect women who are sexually liberated out of trauma.
Women. Oh. That's not fair. That's crazy.
What does that mean?
Edit that.
No.
And think about what he said. He said, I don't respect women feeling sexually liberated out of trauma. This is a real thing. Women love sexual liberation. Women love having the justification of doing stupid shit. And that's the reason why we're here.
She's gotten
Proud of their trauma.
Yeah.
being proud of your trauma. Do you think that?
Yes. But you see, I made sure to listen because I see something's about to happen. So instead of arguing, and this is what men have to make sure they do, don't argue with women, listen to women.
So when a woman, because you said being proud of their trauma, as soon as he said that, is that what you think that it is? When a woman responds like that after she's been sexually assaulted?
So this is a form of gaslighting, or it could be a form of, hey, what you just said triggered or hurt me, right? So it could be one of the two. So since I don't know if this is gaslighting, because the thing about it is, if women are literally proud of the fact that they could just run around, sleep with different dudes or whatever, just women, period, not Keita, and be proud of it and be happy about it, which is sexual liberation, that is being proud of their trauma. Because a lot of women, and I'm going to get into that, a lot of women literally take pride in what they went through. And we're going to go down that rabbit hole of being proud of your trauma. But that is, at this particular point, I didn't know if this was gaslighting or this was actually a real situation. So I chose to just back off. But let me get my notes. So let's go down that rabbit hole. Women are actually proud of their trauma. Women are indeed proud of their trauma. It's like stripes to a hood dude. And we all know how stripes look in a hood, right? So think about this. Does a hood dude, I'm just giving y'all an example of something bad happening to you and you being proud of something bad happened to you, because I want to make sure y'all get the context. I'm about to go down a rabbit hole of trauma and women being proud of their trauma, right? So I'm going to look at it as hood dudes getting stripes, for example, so you can get a better correlation of it, right? So does a hood dude want to go to jail? The answer to that is no. But if he does go to jail, when he gets out of jail, he is now respected in the hood. So now he has a higher respect level compared to a dude that did not go to jail. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense, because I'm trying to show you the correlation between proud or being proud of their trauma versus somebody being upset about their trauma and being triggered by it. Have you ever heard of a hood dude going to jail, and when he got out of jail, he's proud of going to jail? He takes pride. Oh yeah, I went to jail. I didn't talk. And now everybody's loving him more because of what he went through. The same thing that hood dudes do or go through, they deal with some significant traumatic loss, and they take pride in it. It gives them stripes in the hood. It gives them more validity in what they say. So when it comes to women, any type of trauma that they go through, they're now proud of said trauma due to the fact that they now are more relatable to the typical woman. So when I said women are proud of their trauma, I said it with my chest, but at the same time, I had to back off because I have to respect I had to respect a woman when she starts talking about if a woman's been through some type of sexual trauma or whatever, R's and M's, you get R'd or you get M'd. I have to understand that. I have to give a woman grace for that. You feel me? Hold on. What's up, Ali? MrLetGo, super right on this subject. Don't let them gaslight. Well, the thing about it is, like I said, I have to show respect, even if it's gaslighting, because like I said, what she said was something that I gotta show respect for. But like I said, it could have been gaslighting, but it is what it is. So let's keep going.
I want to know
their trauma.
Yeah.
being proud of your trauma. Do you think that? So when a woman, because you said being proud of their trauma, as soon as he said that, is that what you think that it is?
The answer is yes.
When a woman responds like that after she's been sexually assaulted or whatever.
And then you can even look at a camera angle. You can even look at a camera angle. This was a moment. So when you bring the camera up to somebody's face, you're like, ooh, I'll be an idiot to actually respond in any type of way. Because this would have been a viral moment. No way in hell. So I shut up. See, I understand media. I'm not going to have myself looking like looking crazy out here. So I shut up on purpose.
Whatever, you think it's her being proud of it.
It's not being proud. It's
okay, I just want you to, because you said that.
It comes to the statement that Rico made saying that I don't respect when women.
So now y'all listen to this, because this is weird. And this is kind of like validating everything I just said. Listen to this.
Respond, like, I guess, with promiscuity, with out of trauma. I think that it's unfair for us to decide what someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like.
Healing process, y'all. This woman is now using, so now think about this breakdown. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Think about what's transpiring right now. Keita, I literally said women are proud of their trauma, right? And Rico literally said, I'm sick of women using sexual liberation as a good thing, right? Because it gives women justification for just being stupid. And then next thing you know, you got father's babies, you got 3 baby daddies by 3 different, you know what I'm saying? So this is an actual problem in our neighborhoods, but women love to sit around and act like it's a good thing. And they actually are proud of it. And I got some more videos and I want to show y'all. Make sure to hit the like button, y'all. So this woman comes in after Keita tries to gas, potentially, I don't know, because like I said, I got to give her grace because I don't know what she's been through. But she potentially gaslights me by saying, oh, you think this and that is something prideful? And I had to be quiet. And then she comes in and turns around and says, you can't get mad at a woman's form of healing. You can't get mad at a woman's form of healing. So in other words, from what she's saying in direct response to what Keita said, which is sexual trauma, you've been M'd or you've been R'd, as a young woman, right? I got quiet. But this woman turns around and throws more gas on a fire and turns around and says, you can't get mad at a woman's form of healing. Let me tell y'all goofball women something. You cannot heal from something and keep picking at it. That's stupid. So let me break this down to you, because some of y'all may not understand what I mean by picking at it. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Let me tell y'all something, because this is very important. This is very important. We're talking about like healing from something by doing it more. First of all, women are the most counterproductive, self-destructive beings on the entire planet. That's the first thing. How in the world can you turn around and heal your sexual trauma by having more sex? That's what she just said. You can't get mad at a woman's form of healing, which is sexual liberation. What? So I want you to think about this. If you want to heal, if you want a womb to heal, you got to stop touching it, right? You got a big old gash right here on your arm. The only way for you to allow it to heal is to stop picking at it, right? You got to stop picking at it. So I wanted to add something extra to this. If you want a womb, W-O-M-B, to heal, you got to stop touching it. Because according to these women, well, not really Keita, but the other woman, Keita said, do you think sexual trauma is prideful or women take pride in that? And the answer is yes. And this woman comes in after that and says, you can't get mad at a woman's form of healing, which is sexual liberation. So that means you goofballs are out here trying to heal sexual trauma by having more sex. Are you stupid? And this is the problem with our women. This is the reason why I say women are children. You can't heal a wound by picking at the wound. So there's a reason why pride is attached to trauma. And we're going to get into that. Hold on, let me look for my notes. Hold on, y'all. I'm looking for it. I got so many damn notes. Okay, forget it. I'll get into it later. So this is what we have to deal with as men. All right. Women actually justify their stupid, idiotic behavior by sugarcoating it with healing, right? So let me just go down my notes. Like I said, when a hood dude goes to jail, he doesn't want to go to jail, but because he went to jail, he gets a certain amount of validation from his peers, right? Black people as a whole naturally look at trauma as a badge of honor, i.e. sexual liberation, due to the fact that they were sexually whatever when they was young. It's called getting it out the mud. We love to sit around and say, oh, I got it out the mud, right? So women have their getting it out the mud and men have their getting it out the mud. Virtually every person with some type of course, they're always going to say, well, I was one time broke living in my mama's basement and now I'm a gazillionaire, right? They always start off with the fact that they got it out the mud, right? The same thing that happens with women. They love to talk about how they got it out the mud with their sexual trauma. And the way they cope with, the way they heal from it, let them tell it, is having more sex. So let's keep going. If you don't go through anything, you aren't relatable to your peers. So let's go back to the sexual liberation being a form of pride. The word liberation means freedom, because that's what we're talking about, sexual liberation. Liberation means freedom from some type of slavery. And even though pride, because we're talking about taking pride in sexual liberation, even though pride isn't a synonym of freedom, it's somewhat of a cousin of freedom. If you gain freedom from some type of captivity, you're damn sure going to be proud of your achievement of the freedom, right? So y'all see how pride and freedom coincide with each other, especially in relation to, but here's the problem in sexual liberation. Here's a problem with sexual liberation, especially in relation to young girls who haven't been traumatized yet. And here's the bottom line, y'all. This is why this is so important. This is the reason why I'm here. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Women who have been sexually traumatized, right? I know it's hard to deal with. It's hard to let go of. I understand. But when y'all run around acting like it's a badge of honor, just like hood dudes act like shooting at somebody or shooting somebody or going to jail or selling crack is a badge of honor. It actually causes young women and young men to want to go through the same trials and tribulations that you went through. Instead of saying, hey, don't go through what I went through. Jay-Z said it. He said, I went through what I went through, so you don't have to go through it. Women don't do that. Women take pride in all of this crap because they use what they went through as a justification of still running around having sex with random dudes and having fatherless babies. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Sex and food are the two things that are the black woman's go-to coping mechanism to deal with trauma. And healing from sexual trauma cannot be achieved by having more sex. That is stupid. Everybody say stupid. Comment the word stupid in the chat, y'all. Everybody say the word stupid, because I want to say this again. Let me play this video a little bit because I want to add context for those who didn't know what was going on. So let me back it up a little bit.
I don't respect women who are sexually liberated out of trauma.
That's not fair. That's crazy.
What does that
edit
mean?
That. Edit that out.
No.
Like she's gotten
Proud of their trauma.
Yeah, being proud of your trauma. Do you think that? So when a woman, because you said being proud of their trauma, as soon as he said that, is that what you think that it is? When a woman responds like that after she's been sexually assaulted or whatever, you think it's her being proud of it?
It's not being proud. It's
okay, I just want you to, because you said that.
It comes to the statement that Rico made, saying that I don't respect when women respond, like, I guess, with promiscuity, out of trauma. I think that it's unfair for us to decide what someone's healing process looks like.
Now, listen to the context in which she formulated this argument. This is the stupid shit. This is what makes women look stupid out here.
Because you said that.
It comes to the statement that Rico made, saying that I don't respect when women respond, like, I guess, with promiscuity.
So she says, I am responding to what Rico said. I don't respect. That's what Rico said. When women respond to their trauma with promiscuity, responding to your trauma with promiscuity, right? You become promiscuous due to the fact that you have been traumatized, right? Just want to make sure y'all get it.
Out of trauma, I think that it's unfair for us to decide what someone's healing process looks like.
It is unfair for people to decide what somebody's healing process looks like. Do y'all see this? Gaslighting 101. Hey, if you've been traumatized, ladies, don't let somebody make you feel bad for traumatizing yourself more by having more sex. Sexual trauma, Dawn, duh. Do you not understand context? I just played the video, and then I just literally stopped the video and explained exactly what's going on in the video. And we're talking about couple things. We're talking about sexual liberation, we're talking about promiscuity, and we're talking about trauma. So you can't put these three things together and figure out what the freaking trauma is. Sexual trauma. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? But this is shit I'm talking about, y'all.
I think that it's unfair for us to decide what
It's unfair for us to decide, y'all.
Someone's healing process looks like. What someone's healing process looks like. What someone's healing process looks like.
Yo, man. This is like idiotic. And this is the mind of a woman. This is how women rationalize being idiots. This is how women rationalize idiotic behavior. You wonder why so many women are single mothers? It's because of this. They rationalize and justify stupid behavior. And then they turn around and become victims. Well, I was sexually whatever when I was a child, which is understood. But they rationalize, justify, and victimize themselves so they can keep doing it. Look at it like this, y'all. Because I want to say this again, because some of y'all didn't catch it the first time. If you want a wound to heal, you got to stop touching. Womb to heal, you got to stop touching it. You damn little children. So you got to stop touching it so it can heal. You got to stop letting other people touch it so it can heal. And you got to stop sticking foreign objects in it for it to heal. So let's go back over these 3 particular important things that will get in the way and disrupt your healing of your trauma. 1, you have to stop touching your poom poom, ladies. Come on, little children. Stop. I don't want to say that and use it the same. So come on, ladies. If you want your trauma to heal, you got to stop touching on yourself. Let it breathe, okay? Let it cool off. Stop touching it like a damn child. And then 2, stop letting random dudes touch it. If you ever want to get married, you ever want to settle down, you ever want to have a family, you actually think a man wants to be with a woman who keeps letting random dudes touch their wound? Your wound is trying to heal, but you letting random dudes all up in it every Thursday. And then when you don't have a man, you act like a child and you keep sticking foreign objects in the damn thing. Let me give y'all an example of how women are children. If you have a baby and you sit a baby on the floor, the first thing the baby is going to do is find a random object and stick it in their mouths. Right? And you're going to say, no, don't stick foreign objects in your mouth. You can get sick. But with women who are also children, what do they do when you leave them to themselves? When you leave a woman to herself, what is she going to do? The same shit. She's just not going to stick the random object in her mouth. She's going to stick the random object somewhere else, just like a freaking child. When you go to a woman's house, check the shape of her Febreze bottles. I'll say it again. When you go to a woman's house, check the shape of her Febreze bottles. Does she have the normal Febreze bottle that looks like a spray bottle? Or does she have a bottle that is somewhat shaped like this? And if you go over a woman's house and she has a Febreze bottle that is shaped like this, grab it and see if there's anything in it. And if it's empty, go to her and ask her, like, hey, is there a reason why you have an empty Febreze bottle in your cabinet? Women are children. Children, babies in particular, stick random objects in their mouths when you leave them to themselves. Women, in particular, stick random objects in their poom-pooms when they're left by themselves. Same shit. Women are children. Let's keep going. And they justify their behavior and call this dumb shit that they do healing.
For us to decide what someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like. Because even when men and boys have been touched or things like that, one of the signs that you usually notice is that they're
Promiscuity.
yes, it goes up.
Right.
And so
It
that
goes
is
up.
a side effect. It is
Right.
actually a symptom. And it's one of the key ways that your therapist is like, hold on, what happened here? And so for us to say, I don't respect this process.
Here it goes, here it goes, here it goes. Listen here we go.
That's what healing looks like. That's what
Yo, this motherfucker said, yo.
respect this process. That's what healing looks like. That's what healing looks like.
She said a therapist is going to say this. A therapist is going to tell you that's what healing looks like?
It's actually a symptom, and it's one of the key ways that your therapist is like, hold on, what happened here? And so for
She said your therapist. Your therapist? What?
For us to say, I don't respect this process, that's what healing looks like. That's what healing looks like. That's what healing looks like.
Bro. Listening to shit like this is the reason why women like this end up looking stupid.
I had one of my baby fathers message me about my son's attendance. I get a question like, oh, why is this? This is excessive. This is ridiculous. I know I may not do anything right. Okay, I know I fail in a lot of areas. But y'all little $200, $300, $400 of child support a month don't do nothing. Nothing. Okay? It don't help me pick up the kids. It don't help me drop them off. It don't help me rest. It don't help nobody take care of the house.
So the reason why I'm showing y'all this is this is a future ramifications, RAM. These having 3 baby daddies and 3 children, and your baby daddies are only paying you $200 a month. It's the future ramifications of this, ladies. So you can run around and lie to yourself and say, I've been through trauma, which could be true, but you turn around and turn it into justification to have more sex. And then next thing you know, you end up looking like this dumb woman with 3 baby daddies sitting in her car complaining about how she ain't got no damn money and she can't deal with all this stuff by herself. See, I like to show y'all the narrative so y'all can put it all together. It starts with what happened to you when you was a child, right? Trauma. We're going to give you grace for that, right? But then you're an adult and you run around letting random dudes smash simply because you think they're cute or tall or whatever. They ain't committed to you or nothing. And you start using these men, poor men, right, as coping mechanisms. And you start getting ran through by different dudes in your city that did not commit to you. And instead of saying and being real with yourself and say, hey, I'm really going through a lot and I'm using sex to cope with my trauma, you'll be real and you'll be informing younger women or women around you that, yo, don't do this. Don't do what I'm doing. Is a bad thing. But instead, you take pride in your stupidity and you call it sexual liberation. And you also call it healing. So you actually lie to other people. You lie to yourself. And you say, due to the fact that I dealt with sexual issues, trauma or whatever, back when I was younger, and you are now having more sex in order to heal. No, you're having more sex in order to cope. I think one of the biggest problems with our women, they do not understand the actual difference between coping and healing. Virtually everything that comes out of these women's mouths, I'm healing, and she ain't doing nothing. Let me tell you something. Solitude is coping, not healing. I'm just using that as an example because y'all love to say, I stayed away, I got away from everybody. I stayed away. Well, staying to yourself and not being around other people is actually you coping, and it's a bad thing. Because if you know anything about prisons, the worst punishment that is legal for a prisoner to deal with is solitude, solitary confinement. So the worst thing that you can do to a prisoner, which is solitary confinement, you're telling me that you do on your own because you just got hurt from a relationship, which is also solitary confinement, and you look at that as healing. No, you look at that, no, that is coping. You're not healing. Take your goofy ass to a therapist. That is healing. Sitting down with the person that actually hurt you and forgiving them is healing. Not sex and not solitude, not drinking, not eating like a damn horse where you're fat next year, not drinking sodas and mimosas and all this other sugary crap. That's coping, not healing. And what you're essentially doing, ladies, is you're showing young ladies, young women who have not been traumatized, who have not been through the things that you've been through, how to traumatize yourself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Because that's all you're doing. Every pookie you sleep with, you're re-traumatizing yourself. 15 minutes you'll never get back. Facts. But the problem is too many of these women are spending the next 15 minutes and the next 15 minutes and the next 15 minutes getting farther and farther and farther and farther and farther and farther away from their healing. And now you got 3 baby daddies sitting in a damn car complaining about how you ain't got no money and you ain't got no time to yourself.
Well, I'm sick. Y'all have this mentality like y'all don't have to do anything. Like it's our responsibility. You live in another state or you live somewhere else. Okay, you sleep when you want to sleep. You're tired, you come home, you take a nap. If you want to go out, if you want to do something, if you want to clean the house, everything's on your schedule. Okay, I don't have that. I have little people that dictate everything around me. Okay, you don't have to leave your job every 5 minutes because you get 15 phone calls a day from the schools. You don't have to take every break and every lunch hour that you have dealing with children and referrals and hearings and IEPs. So don't question me on what I do. You don't have to sacrifice where you live. You don't have to sacrifice what you want to do and what you aspire to give your children the best that they can possibly have.
And I wanted y'all to hear the fire in her voice, because this can be you if you start following this dumb shit that women are out here saying, which is this.
Saying that I don't respect when women respond, like, I guess, with promiscuity, with out of trauma. I think that it's unfair for us to decide what someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like, because even when men and boys have been touched or things like that, one of the signs that you usually notice is that they're
promiscuity.
Yes, it goes up.
Right.
And so that is
up.
a side effect. It is
Right.
actually a symptom, and it's one of the key ways that your therapist is like, hold on, what happened here? And so for us to say, I don't respect this process, that's what healing looks like. That's what healing looks like. That's what healing looks like.
That is not what healing looks like. And this is the problem with our women. Our women love to justify their stupid, idiotic behavior simply because they want to keep doing it. But what they're doing is they're traumatizing other women that weren't traumatized yet. And that's the reason why I'm here. If I can get through to one woman and one young girl and say, damn, these women are idiots. I need to, and not listen to black women. Dude, let me tell y'all something. And I said this before. The biggest enemy to black women is other black women. Do not ever listen to another black woman on this planet. I don't give a damn. It's Oprah, nobody. Don't listen to another black woman. Because they're going, most likely, there's a 95% chance that they're going to give you some stupid, idiotic justification type of information that's going to literally cause you to ruin your own damn life. And this is another example, and everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. This is another example of women being proud of their own stupidity. Watch this.
Sleep around and not have any consequence for it.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah! Yeah, instead of, taking personal accountability and being on birth control, they just want to do whatever they want.
You say this like it's a bad thing.
What?
You say this like it's a bad thing.
Maybe we heard her wrong.
I think women want to sleep around and not have any consequence for it.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah!
So Just Pearly Things makes a simple statement. I think women just want to sleep around without dealing with any type of consequence. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. And the women agreed with her. And they literally turn around and say, you act like this is a bad thing.
I also asked, do you have any care to empower women, or is disempowering women part of your steez?
Why is it empowering to sleep around? Why is it empowering to sleep around? Why is it empowering to sleep around?
Women just don't want to do this. Women just don't have this. Women just wanted this. And I wonder why you have so much hatred towards women.
See, even women use this, why do you hate women, on other women. She literally accused a woman of hating women. Let me tell y'all something. Human women, because I'm saying human women for a reason, human women, human females, I would say, are the most counterproductive, self-destructive organisms on this planet. Think about this. When a man is traumatized, think about this now. When a man is traumatized, he'll go do damage to other people, a gang member, a drug dealer. He's going to serve crack to other people so they can damage themselves, right? He's going to go rob a bank or rob a liquor store or shoot somebody, do a drive-by or whatever, right? He's actually damaging other people, right? But when a woman is traumatized, she'll go out and damage herself. Think about it. Prostitute, OnlyFans, stripper. She's not hurting other people. Not saying you should, but there's a self-destructive side to a traumatized woman versus other people destructive side to a traumatized man. If I'm traumatized, I'm screwed up or whatever, I'm going to punch somebody else in the face. But a woman, she's going to find a way to punch herself in the face. And that is the difference between women and men. Men do all kinds of stupid stuff. But in most cases, we do stupid stuff to other people. Women do stupid stuff to themselves. That's why I said human females are the most counterproductive, self-destructive organisms on the entire planet. There's no other organism on this planet that will literally destroy their own selves because something happened to them. Female humans are the only organisms on this entire planet that will literally hurt themselves because they are hurt by somebody else. Break up her marriage. Exactly. That's a perfect example. Thank you for saying that. A woman will literally be 45 years old and walk away from her marriage and end up living in a one-bedroom apartment eating Roman noodles just so she can feel free. There's no other being on this planet that has the level of self-destructive behavior and modes of operation than a human female. No other organism on the planet thinks like this. And you wonder why I be in y'all asses so much? Because if I don't help you, you're not going to help yourself. If I don't pull you and protect you from yourself, you're going to self-destruct. And it's sad. Listen to this, y'all.
Get married before I
Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Cash App is open, Aaron 1000. Cash App is open, Aaron 1000. Drop a super chat, put some color in this chat if you are enjoying the show thus far. Let's go.
Every time I say I want to get married before I have children, I want to become a wife before I give birth, it's always some random ass female that's going to come out the woodwork side-eyeing me and projecting, saying shit like, oh, well, you getting married doesn't guarantee you won't become a single mom, because shit happens, you could get a divorce. And you know what? You're right, we could get a divorce. I can't determine the outcome of the situation, but I can for damn sure determine how I go into a situation. And I'm choosing to go into that situation. And that little piece of paper does indeed hold weight. It potentially guarantees security for not only me, but my child should something like that happen. You choosing to have a baby by a sneaky link does not. Second of all, black women literally have the highest rate of mortality during childbirth. Do y'all honestly think I'm going to go into that for a nigga that's not my husband? That's not my husband? That's not my husband?
So, just like I said a minute ago, black women are the black woman's biggest enemy, right? The biggest enemy to black women is other black women. Listen to what she said again.
I want to get married before I have children. I want to become a wife before I give birth. It's always some random ass female that's going to come out the woodwork side-eyeing
Random ass female.
me and projecting, saying shit like, oh, well, you getting married doesn't guarantee you won't become a single mom.
How many of you, put a 1 in the chat, put a 1 in the chat right now, if you've ever heard of a woman tell a woman that getting married doesn't guarantee that the man is going to stay and you can still end up being a single mom. Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard an idiot say that. Because this is what's crazy. Wearing a seatbelt doesn't guarantee that you'll survive in a car crash. You still wear a seatbelt, right? Buying a car doesn't guarantee that you won't be stuck on the side of the road because the car broke down, but you still buy cars. Am I right? Buying new tires doesn't guarantee that one of your tires won't go flat. Getting a job doesn't guarantee that you won't have a job, because the job can fire you just like a marriage can end. But y'all go get jobs. Y'all go buy tires. Y'all go buy used cars. Most of y'all have used cars. But you don't look at a used car and say, well, there's no guarantee that this car going to, of course. The car will break down, but you still ride around in the car. But you goofballs won't get married because it won't guarantee your happiness. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? But this is what I'm saying. Life has no guarantees. But women take pride, like we talk about now, in sexual liberation and run around doing stupid shit and end up having fatherless babies on purpose. And they're proud of it. And they're so proud of it that they run around telling young women like this that, oh, well, getting married doesn't guarantee you won't become a single mom, so you might as well not get married. Bruh. It is sad, y'all. Let's keep going.
And saying shit like, oh, well, you getting married doesn't guarantee you won't become a single mom, because shit happens. You could get a divorce. And you know what? You're right. We could get a divorce. I can't determine the outcome of the situation, but I can for damn sure determine how I go into a situation. And I'm choosing to go into that situation a wife. And whether y'all want to admit it or not, that little piece of paper does indeed hold weight. It potentially guarantees security for not only me, but my child, should something like that happen. You choosing to have a baby by a sneaky link does not. Second of all, black women literally have the highest rate of mortality during childbirth. Do y'all honestly think I'm gonna go into that for a nigga that's not my husband? That's not my husband? That's not my husband?
This is what I'm talking about, y'all. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. So the reason why pride is attached to trauma, is because of something called confirmation bias. Write this down if you can, because this is important. Write this down if you can. The reason why pride is attached to trauma in the black community is because of something called confirmation bias. You're going to justify your behavior to confirm your existence as a good person. I'll say that again. The reason why pride is attached to trauma is because of something called confirmation bias. You're going to justify your behavior in order to confirm your own reality and make yourself feel like you're a good person, even though you did a whole bunch of dumb shit. But due to cognitive bias and confirmation bias, you're going to make some type of random way of justifying everything you went through just so you can make yourself feel like you're virtuous. If a gang member, imagine if you're a gang member, you're going to justify being a gang member as a soldier. If you're a single mother, you're going to justify your being a single mother as a superhero. You know how they love to say women are the whatevers of the world and all this other stupid shit. Listen to this. Hit a like button. Listen to this.
You a superhero?
I'm a black woman in America, baby. Superheroes ain't got nothing.
We're not doing this. Just because you had a baby and you don't know who the daddy is, you're all of a sudden a superhero. Why is it that our women look at their lives being trash as heroism? Just because you survived whatever it was that you survived does not make you a superhero. Instead of pedestalizing yourself for making so many mistakes, how about you be like the rest of us and learn from the mistakes so you won't repeat the mistakes? You're not a superhero. You're just somebody that needs therapy. But this is what women do, y'all. This is what women do.
Mommy, are you a superhero?
I'm a black woman in America, baby. Superheroes ain't got nothing.
We're not doing this. Just because you had a baby and you don't know who the daddy is, you're all of a sudden a superhero. Why is it that our women look at their lives being trash as heroism? Because it's something called confirmation bias. You're going to find ways to confirm your existence as a good person. So if you turn around and ruin your whole life, you're going to look at yourself as a superhero if you're a woman, due to the fact that you have an innate need to justify your stupid behavior. Well, I did it because of this. I did it because of that. right? Your job is to justify your stupid behavior. And if someone calls you out for it, a woman is going to turn into a victim or call her self-destructive behavior healing. She's going to call her self-destructive behavior healing, like this dummy did.
Someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like, what someone's healing process looks like.
So, y'all, we have a lot of issues. But like I said, the reason why women do this is because women are children. All women want to do is skip around, have sex with random dudes, and spit out fatherless babies. There's a black woman blueprint to a certain degree. You have your first baby by a man that is emotionally or financially inept. Why? Virtually every last one of you who aren't married and you have children, your first baby daddy was either emotionally or financially inept. But there's a reason why all of you have done this. It's not because you were young. It's not. Because there's a blueprint. The reason why you have done this to yourself and your child was on purpose. And it was meant to protect yourself from him possibly fighting for custody of his child. Because in her eyes, that is her child. So to keep the man for taking the child from her, because in almost every situation, if you are a single mother, your child needs to be taken from you so they can go live with their dad. But the way you got everything set up, your baby daddy is a loser. So he can't take your child from you. And that is the specific reason why women have babies with losers. You ever want to know why women have babies with losers over and over again? So that loser would not be able to, in any point in life, take the child from her in a custody battle. That is the reason why. Go ask your friend, yo, why did you have a baby by Rodney, knowing he was dumb, stupid, ain't got no job? Girl, nope, it ain't no girl, nope. She did it in order to protect in order to protect her from having, in some time in the future, a custody battle. Because if you have a baby with me, I'm taking a baby. Straight up. I'm using all of my resources. That child coming with me. Nowhere in hell. You're either gonna be my wife, that's the first thing. But if I turn around and have some baby by some random chick, that child is living with me. Nowhere in hell that child is living with your ass. Nowhere in hell. And I'm gonna go through every possible step in order to get custody of my goddamn child. Nowhere in hell I'm leaving my child with one of y'all asses. Nowhere in hell. But guess what? One, I'm not stupid enough to have a baby by any of y'all. And two, I'm not stupid. So y'all don't want a baby by me because I'm not stupid. And y'all know I will literally snatch my child from you. And, you know, your child living with, my child living with me versus my child living with you, the contrast between both of it, the little Shay, little man, or whoever the little child is, they're gonna want to live with me. They ain't gonna want to live with their mama. And that's the reason why most women have babies with losers. Sexual liberation. The black woman's way of healing. So I'm gonna drop the link if somebody wants to come up, and if not, I'm out of here. So if somebody wants to pull up, I'm dropping the link now. And while y'all do that, so I'm gonna give y'all a second to come up if y'all want to come up. What am I doing? What's happening? All right. Oh, here we go. Boom. Okay. Let me drop this other link. And if anybody wants to join my content creation coaching group, which is I'm a coach, so I coach women and I also coach people on how to grow on social media. And if you want to actually learn how to grow on YouTube, grow on Instagram, grow on Facebook, and make the type of money that I make or more or less, can't guarantee anything, join my content creation coaching group that I just pinned in the chat. So there are 2 links. 1, join my content creation coaching group. And 2, if you want to come up and talk, I drop the link in the chat for that also. So for those of you who did not see the first video, I want to play this because this part is important. I wanted to just make sure to drive this home. Here we go.
I don't respect women who are sexually liberated out of trauma.
That's not fair. That's crazy.
What does that
edit
mean?
That.
Edit
that.
No. Like she's gotten
proud of their trauma.
Yeah. Being proud of your trauma. Do you think that? So when a woman, because you said being proud of their trauma, as soon as he said that, is that what you think that it is?
Yes.
When a woman responds like that after she's been sexually assaulted or whatever, you think it's her being proud of it?
It's not being proud. It's
okay, I just want you to, because you said that.
It comes to the statement that Rico made saying that I don't respect when women respond, like, I guess, with promiscuity, with out of trauma. I think that it's unfair for us to decide what someone's healing process looks like, because even when men and boys have been touched or things like that, one of the signs.
Y'all, it's so sad how women look at having more sex as their way of healing from sexual trauma. That shit is crazy to me.
Signs that you usually notice is that they're
promiscuity.
Yes, it goes up.
Right.
And so that is
up.
a side effect. It is
Right.
actually a symptom, and it's one of the key ways that your therapist is like, hold on, what happened here? And so for us to say, I don't respect this process, that's what healing looks like. That's what healing looks like. That's what healing looks like.
That is not what healing looks like. It's sad, y'all. It is absolutely sad. But I'm out of here. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And send this to somebody that can learn from this. Send this to your niece, your daughter, your sister, your aunt, your mother, your coworker. Send this video to somebody because, like I said, I can only save the women that actually want to be saved. The rest of them, I don't care. But if there's a woman in your life that seems to want to be saved, but they're surrounded by all these idiotic women and they don't know what to do and where to go, send them this video. Talk to y'all later.